Welcome back. Police providing an update into the country's latest homicide as they are aggressively searching for the suspect or suspects responsible. A shooting on Sunday at a property on Marshall Road also saw two off-duty police officers shot to their arms. Preliminary reports indicated that shortly before 11 p.m., the officers were attending a pool party when they heard gunshots and went to inquire when they were confronted by two males who opened fire on them. The officers were taken to hospital via EMS personnel where they are presently in stable condition. Meanwhile, sometime around 8 a.m. on Monday, police were alerted that a male was found unresponsive on a nearby property on Marshall Road. They met the body of a male with gunshot injuries in a bushy area on an adjacent property about 200 feet from where the officers were shot. Investigations thus far have revealed that both suspects are known to police, with one of them being on bail for 2 murders. In other crime news, a Royal Bahamas Defense Force officer is in custody being questioned in relation to the shooting of a 20-year-old male of Garden Hills who was shot outside a nightclub on West Bay Street early Saturday morning. The victim is in critical condition. This shooting was the result of an altercation between a group of men and the Marine. However, the victim was not a part of that altercation. On the heels of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force officer being accused of allegedly shooting the 20-year-old man during an altercation at a West Bay Street establishment over the weekend, members of the media pressed the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, over his level of concern regarding officers who find themselves on the other side of the law. While Minister Munro did not share any concerns he may have, he says everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
What is my concern? That an individual can do something that breaks the rules? That can happen in any organization. You can have lawyers acting improperly. You can have doctors acting improperly. The response to it is training. The response to it is to hold people accountable, and accountable in line with the system that we operate. And so I'm not trying to be cute, but when we arrest an individual, when the police arrest an individual, they're presumed innocent until they are convicted and their case is finished. What I am not prepared to do is to apply a different standard to police officers, because even the ones that we have charged and put before the court, we have to wait until their cases are concluded.
Mr. Munro believes that officers should be tried in the court of law, not in public. Minister Munro also went on to address concerns that police missed a body at the pool party where 2 officers were shot. He explains that this is no fault of the police.
The reports that I heard is that the young man's family went looking for him in that area and also didn't see him. So the same area is just that, the same area. They went to the hospital, a unit responded, went to the area, found Spence, saw nothing else. In the morning, a body was discovered, no Spence anywhere near it, without knowing exactly where it is placed, and one cannot know what the circumstances are. West Bay Street is in the same area of where we're standing now. St. Albans Drive is in the same area that we're standing now. A final briefing I will receive will talk about distances.
The victim was found on Monday morning after police reported that 2 off-duty officers were shot late Sunday night at that pool party in the same area where the body was located. Following 2 years of fundraising from the Colon Cancer Coalition through the Get Your Rare in Gear 5K Fun Run Walk, the yearly event has raised over $30,000 for Cancer Society of the Bahamas for their colon cancer support. The fundraiser was started by the late Andrea Davo and is now continued by her sister and lead coordinator, Emily Davo, who says grants will be issued to those who are battling colon cancer.
This fundraiser was held during Colorectal Cancer Month in March. It was the dream of my late sister, Andrea, who courageously battled colon cancer before transitioning on April 2nd, 2022. In her honor, I continued what she started, and I'm proud to say that we are here today to present a check in the amount of $30,000 to the Cancer Society of the Bahamas in our joint effort to fight colon cancer locally. The grant will be issued in increments of $1,000 to each person. Persons who are battling colon cancer and are in need of financial assistance can contact the Cancer Society of the Bahamas at 323-4482 or visit them at their office, East Terrace, Centerville, 2 doors south of Southern S, to request an application for Get Your Reindeer grant in memory of Andrea Davo.
Ms. Davo goes on to describe her late sister and how she uses her diagnosis as a vessel to help others.
She was diagnosed in September of 2020, and she battled just about a year and a half, almost 2 years before she passed away. And she wanted to find ways to give back because she came to the Cancer Society and they assisted her with her chemotherapy treatment financially. And she thought of what can I do for colon cancer patients, those who are battling the same disease as I am. So she reached out to the Colon Cancer Coalition in America, and she got in contact with them. She found out about the Get Your Reindeer that they do there nationally, and she had them to expand internationally for its first time here in the Bahamas. And she got really ill the month before it was supposed to be held, which would have been May of 2022. And before she transitioned, she put me in contact with the person she was working with, and she asked me to see it through.
Head of GastroCare Bahamas, Dr. Marcus Cooper, encourages everyone to get tested for colon cancer every year, as he asserts that this type of cancer no longer only affects older people.
And every year we tend to see more and more people getting diagnosed with colon cancer. And we see people who are younger than expected also being diagnosed with colon cancer. Andrea was very young, and we're seeing people in their late 20s and early 30s being diagnosed with colon cancer, and sometimes in very late stages. So the message that Andrea and now Emily is trying to get across is to have your screening done. Even sometimes if you're outside of that screening age, which is 45, if you have symptoms, make sure that you seek medical attention early. Don't wait, don't listen to your relatives, don't say it's gas. Go and see a doctor and let somebody who has the skill set to examine you and evaluate you and see what's going on.
Symptoms of colon cancer include abdominal pain, bloody stool, and unexplained weight loss. For those that would like to donate, contact the Cancer Society of the Bahamas. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jcn Saunders. Thanks so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.